welcome back to another day of 31 Days of Horror. I'm your host, Stephen Bloodworth, filmmaker and indie film critic. Thank you so much for coming by. The 1980s was the rise of video rental stores all across the world. Your mom and pop video stores were some of the best places to be back in the 80s. You would see your mainstream Hollywood blockbusters on the shelf like Jaws and Citizen Kane, but if you looked a little deeper, you would find some truly obscure films. These were films that were made specifically for the home video market. A lot of the time, these films were pure trash, but the distributors behind these films were clever. These distributors were responsible for releasing these films on big box VHS tapes and giving them some of the most amazing and outrageous artwork. And you can't get any more amazing and ridiculous than Gourmet Zombie Chef from Hell. Even if you haven't seen the film, you've most likely seen the VHS cover from time to time. The film starts off in 1386 with a man named Goza being cursed to live the rest of his life to eat nothing but human flesh. If Goza doesn't consume flesh, then his skin will begin to deteriorate and he will just die. So, being forced to eat flesh, the film goes all the way until 1986, where Goza has opened up his own restaurant. And it's really no shock, but Goza's restaurant is serving the patrons nothing but flesh. I don't know why they called the film Gourmet Zombie Chef from Hell, because Goza isn't a zombie. He's immortal, so it should just be called Gourmet Cannibal from Hell, or Gourmet Immortal Guy who has to eat flesh for the rest of his life so he doesn't deteriorate from hell. The film lingers on for far too long. There are just several shots throughout this film where you see random patrons eating food, complaining about the food, and once in a while you see Goza and some of his employees killing people. Like early on in the film, there's a scene where a guy's head gets punched off of his shoulders. And the one question I have is, what's the deal with the restaurant? It looks like some kind of dungy biker bar. Calling it a dive restaurant is being extremely generous. You see Goza acting like a creep to a lot of these patrons, and nothing but long shots of Goza with some prostitutes, and occasionally Goza meeting up with some people from 1386. That's pretty much the whole film. Normally I would tell you guys to check the film out for yourselves, but the film is not so easy to find. The film was only released officially on VHS by Camp Video back in 1986, and since then, there has been no official DVD release besides VH Shitfest DVD. God damn, I really wish Dan would do more VH Shitfest does DVD releases. Maybe someday a company like AGFA will release the film on Blu-ray. But then again, I think to myself, some things that happened in the 80s should stay in the 80s.